Well. There's another round for us complete for Gargantos. And before I begin, I do want to say there may or may not be a video for Puzzle Gauntlet because I originally recorded it and then somehow the way the video didn't record all the way, so stuff that I end up doing it didn't take. So as it we may or may not have a recording here. All right. So with Gargantos, let's look at the progression rewards. We get your standard stuff: health pack, Scarlet Witch covers, Fear in the Madness vaults, which we'll look at, Doctor Strange shards and covers, as well as America Chavez cover, and then the Gargantos, at least guaranteed green for players, and then as we go through each of the rounds, we get a Gargantos black if we reach round 8. Alright, so we'll toss on animations to take on Gargantos and all the things that entail there. So we gotta watch out for tentacle tiles and permanent damage and everything there. Now we didn't even look at the boosted list, which we can surmise. We have Doctor Strange 5-star, Scarlet Witch 5-star, Professor X 5-star for obvious reasons. Peggy Carter, Captain America, for obvious reasons. Mr. Fantastic, again, for obvious reasons. Now I wonder, is a certain antenna wearing Inhuman that can't talk, are they boosted? Because technically they should be. Yep, there he is. Yep. Black Bolt's boosted. I'm surprised they didn't give some variation of a Captain Marvel boosted, but I digress. So every variation or variant of either Doctor Strange or Wanda's boosted, as well as a couple characters that possibly have appeared in the Doctor Strange movie. The reason why I say obvious for Professor X and Captain Carter, they appeared in promotional artwork, aka trailers. So yeah. Now as far as Black Bolt goes, I can't confirm nor deny that he was up in there. So we'll continue to play coy and go from there. Now, someone's like, "Oh man, you spoiled the movie." No, I said I can't confirm nor deny. It's a plausibility. Those who know, you know. If you don't know, I could be lying. I could be telling the truth. Anyway, let's look at Shumagarath, the menace of the multiverse. All of his stats as I turn on animations. And we'll look at his powers real quick. So, Tentacle Thrash, this is their passive ability. It says at the start of each turn, if one doesn't exist, create a 1-turn countdown tile that destroys 3 enemy AP in whatever color it lands on. So if it lands on, we'll say blue for example, then it'll still 3 blue AP. And then recreates itself on an adjacent tile. If the enemy has no AP in that color, then deal permanent damage instead. And then if they're invisible at the start of the turn, then you create an extra Tentacle Thrash tile up to 9. So we gotta deal with 1 turn repeater tiles. So that sounds like that's Kitty Pryde's thing. Or if you're a 4-star player, my good friend Morbius. Then Tentacle Teeth, this costs 3 black. And it says reduce the strength of 2 enemy strike, attack, or protect tiles by a listed amount, plus an additional amount for each Tentacle Thrash tile on the board. Then for each enemy strike, attack, or protect tile below that threshold, deal permanent damage and destroy that tile. So we gotta deal with permanent damage and even more permanent damage. And then finally Unspeakable Horror, which costs 7, but the passive portion is while invisible, Gargantos' matches deal permanent damage, and then also to completely drain their blue AP, deal the listed damage to the target, and then just a per AP drain, and then go invisible for 2 turns. So pretty much we just gotta deny blue. Like right about now, this would be the perfect time for me to have someone like, oh, I don't know, Kitty Pryde. Like if you have a 5-star Kitty Pryde, she probably can win this fight here by herself. Okay, just making sure, since this is a boss, you gotta make sure that the boss is still immune. Alright, since they're on black, and the reason why I bring Hawkeye up in here is mainly because of the the AP generation from his no good news ability. And I figure, well, hey, since the AI happens to need blue AP, well, bring in Quicksilver too. So yeah, so it looks like we're gonna need characters with a little bit more strength. I can see, like in those who are in 3-star land, I can see this here being a little bit more difficult than normal, definitely. So, well, get ready to say bye bye to Hawkeye, maybe. Well, it's a good thing my man Quicksilver happens to have an ability that that goes through invisible stuff, so now we just gotta find a match. Black will work. Ooh, as I'm also watching the basketball game, uh, I'm surprised they actually called that a foul, but whatever. Okay, so this here is a Doctor Strange node, so any version of Doctor Strange, don't really gotta talk much about him. Just know, hey, enemy team fires off a power, gets you get health back, and you do retaliatory damage to them. That's that's pretty much Doctor Strange's MO. The 3-star version is the one that gives out some sort of health, a burst of health, whereas the 5-star version just does retaliatory damage. Again, I the Flames of the Fall, I mean not Flames of the Fall team, but Crimson Adventure Sidorak, that's pretty much the same. 3-turn stun, deals damage, and then the Eye of Agamotto, that's slightly different. The Eye, at least with the 3-star version, it it destroys strike, attack, and projectiles, and then you gain AP afterwards. Whereas with the 5-star version, it's like, hey, it's a permanent tile on the board that can't be matched away, and then when it does, whenever strike, attack, or projectiles are on the board, it'll do damage that way. So I don't know. You might be able to run Charlie's Angels now that I think about it. For those, nah. Well, if you had a low enough Professor X, you probably could run Charlie's Angels. But Professor's gonna be tanking blue. But for those who don't know who Charlie's Angels is, Gray Suit Black Widow, Scarlet Witch. Whenever you make a match 5 or greater with Professor X, you gain AP in your team's strongest color, which in Wanda's case and in Black Widow's case, it'll be purple. You use the purple that you get from Wanda's countdown tile to add green tiles on the board. This is because of Black Widow's. We're making match 5 with those green tiles that you create with her purple ability, and then you continue to loop the board like so. But like I said, I don't know if my Scarlet Witch is more powerful than Professor X, but in this case here, yeah, he is, because I can see that he's tanking purple, so and the only real downside though about Charlie's Angels is that whenever the Professor fires off whenever you fire off a power, the Professor will be using his master plan. His psychic convergence to add some number of special tiles on the board. Like, that's the only downside. Because now watch, here's that's the potential match 5 there. And then watch, we'll gain AP and the strongest color. The Professor's strongest color, in fact. Because again, he's the person with the highest level. Okay, another Doctor Strange node. So again, you use any version of Doctor Strange you want. Here we'll bring in America Chavez. Why not? And then Captain Carter, because why not? looks like one more good, well, match from a critical tile, whatever. I probably should make it more, well, if Peggy is going to be a featured character, maybe I should use the, the appropriate artwork, not the Captain Carter, but the, Captain America look. But I digress. Now I wonder. I need to find Storm, well, Incredible Hulk, then Storm. I need to see if this team here, if they would be viable. Oh yeah, it's like Hulk's anger is gonna trigger every turn. Oh, well, 3-star players, I think you may have a team that might do some wonders in later rounds. But again, we gotta find out what kind of damage Gargantos is doing each turn. So, like, if he's doing something disgusting like each turn he's doing like 18,000 damage a turn, yeah, they're not gonna stand a chance. But if it stays kind of low, kind of like how it is here, you probably can make it to round 5 or round 6, and just using your 3s. At least this particular team, at least. See here, I want it on black. Then I'll probably put it on yellow so we can maximize the amount of match 5s we get. Not really worried too much about that. Alright, Professor X. Alright, so we got 2 versions of Professor X. We talked about the 4-star a little bit, but we'll break them down a little bit more. So his purple ability, Blind Spot, it costs 7. It turns him invisible, and then it creates an invisibility tile on the board that happens to be on purple. And as long as Professor is invisible, no match damage can hurt him, but any team damage and moves will. Then his blue ability, what was it, Psychic Convergence. So anytime you make a match 5 or greater, gain AP in your strongest color, and then deal damage to the target because of that. And then his yellow ability is a passive. Anytime that any Professor Xavier's allies fire a power, he creates some special tiles on the board, depending upon your level. At level 5, where I got it, it's 1 strike, 1 attack, and 1 protect tile. Alright. And then the 5-star version of Professor X, based off of the Saturday morning cartoon X-Men. His blue ability is a passive. It's a anytime you make a match 4 or greater, he'll do damage to the target. Then then he'll destroy 1 tile on the board that happens to be whatever tile you destroyed, whether it's a team up tile, whether it's a tile that has a color upon it, it'll destroy one of those there, and you gain AP from that. His purple ability costs 8. To me, my X-Men, it does random things based on the colors that you pick. if you pick, my favorite one is purple. If you pick purple, he'll say Jubilee will come in and randomly shuffle some tiles up on the board, or randomly change the color of some number of tiles on the board, and then whatever cascades happen from that, there they'll go off. Um, Again, I forget all the. I know yellow is beast ability, so that means you'll heal. If you choose black, you'll create attack tiles on the board, via storm. If you choose red, if I'm not mistaken, that's Wolverine's ability, right? Yeah. Yeah, Wolverine just does target damage. If you choose green, that's Rogue. And Rogue will do, say, destroy a 3x3. No, okay, just deals damage to enemy team. Is that because I was thinking it's a variation um of her red ability. And then blue, if you'll send in Cyclops, shoot out an optic blast, destroy a selected row, and then deal damage. And like I said, that was Jubilee and then Storm. And then Xavier Protocols is his passive ability. However many active X-Men allies, he'll get a particular boost in damage reduction. And then if he has just normal allies, he'll get like a slightly less active boost. And then as long as he has active X-Men, enemy powers cost 1 AP more, and then at level 5 it'll be red, blue, and green. And then even less damage taken for both X-Men and active allies. So we'll use off the 5-star version. I know, overkill, I know. But let's bring in Mr. Fantastic, and let's bring in, I don't know, Black Bolt too. Why not? Let's make it the trifecta. Now, again, I would say something, but for those who know the comic books, know 3 of those guys are members of the Illuminati. Let's just leave it at that. All right. Anybody else who does quick burst damage? Because that would be your best bet. I totally forgot about a character. So I gotta explain real quick. So when I was doing the recording of the Puzzle Gauntlet, I was racking my brain on characters that do charge tiles. And one of the characters is I ended up succeeding with, what is my boy name? Throg. I ended up succeeding with Throg, and I forget who my other was, but whatever the case, like once I was actually struggling to think of characters that created charge tiles, and one person who I honestly should have been thinking of from off the jump was Gambit, because Gambit creates charge tiles with both his red and his black ability. Oh no, you took out Wanda. Now I gotta see, and I wasn't really paying attention, so that's what I get. Just waiting for the right opportunity, right time to well, drop off Doctor Doom's purple. Well, no time like the present. As you see, I was almost losing that fight there. It's like the Gargantos fight is much harder than the other nodes, which, cool. Anyway, Mr. Fantastic, he is a member of the Fantastic Four, as I get a couple members of the Fantastic Four alongside of him, most notably his wife and best friend. So he is a blue, yellow, and black user. The blue ability is called Flexibility. It costs 8, and depending on it does a 3-turn stun, but it will do damage on this stun provided if you have special tiles on the board. Alright? His yellow ability is a passive, Master the Fantastic. Anytime that we make a match with enemy special tiles, or really it's just enemy strike, attack, and protect tiles, we will get a burst hit for the team. And then if we make at least 4 matches of enemy strike, attack, or protect tiles, then Mr. Fantastic will grant a member of the team the ability to fire off a free power. It'll be completely random, so it could be his blue ability, it could be his black ability, or it could be one of his teammates' abilities. So again, it's completely random. And then finally, the black ability of Maginaut creates a 2-turn fortified repeater tile that'll do random things like lock tiles on the board, create protect tiles, create strike tiles, create charge tiles, which there's another charge tile user too. Lock tiles on the board. It'll do random things. And also it costs 10 too. That was the other thing I forgot. Okay, yeah, so Master Fantastic works on any enemy special tile. Like, I'm so used to it being on enemy strike, attack, protect tiles, but yeah, it's just any enemy special tile. Again, I got no problem making corrections in the videos. It's all good. It's like we're here in a super casual, well, it is a super casual setting for me, but now notice Imagine does not activate if you destroy the enemy special tiles. It's like it has to be, notice it has to be matched away. So you can't just be like, oh man, I'm gonna destroy this particular row here. Like, no. Alright, so we'll go back with Mr. Fantastic again. Because again, we're at the mercy of Shumagarath. We don't know what tiles they're going to drop on particular colors, so we just go from there. Even though this won't stun, that'll completely knock them out though. I know, a little bit overkill, but we got Black Bolt, leader of the Inhumans, black, green, and yellow user, though not in those particular orders. His green ability costs 10, will destroy two columns in the middle. It's two rows, not two columns. Oh gosh, that'd be Ragnarok-esque. For anyway, it'll destroy two rows of tiles, obviously not generating any AP for those tiles destroyed, but cascades and everything else that ensues will happen. And then finally his the big version, if you have at least 5 AP in every AP pool, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 5 in every AP pool, then he'll destroy the entire board, drain all your AP, and deal damage to the enemy team. And obviously, don't say destroy tiles, don't deal damage or generate AP. Alright. Energy channeling, this is his passive ability. It's like passively he'll create 2 charge tiles on the board, and whatever the most available color is on the board. So if purple happens to be the most available colors on the board, he'll create them on purple. And once he meets his threshold of at least 4 charge tiles on the board at the start of each turn, if that threshold is met of charge tiles, doesn't matter whether or not they were done by his ability or by someone else, they're gonna get dealt damage. Well, the enemy team is gonna get dealt damage for the for the charge tile. I prefer this ability here at 5. If you have this ability at anything less than 5, it will do damage to your Black Bolt, as well as deal damage to the person who's out in front. And then finally, his yellow ability, he will create a Silent King tile, which will be a 5-turn countdown tile that can't be matched away, but it can be destroyed. So you target an ally, and then you increase their abilities up to making them a 5/5/5. So an example would be with Crystal here. If I get enough yellow AP, target Crystal with the Silent King ability, then all of her abilities become 5/5/5. So that's what we're going to try to do. But again, I can't promise you that it will, but we shall see. Like, as tempted as I am to do permanent damage to the opponent, well, we'll do it this turn here then. Because that'll combat Shumagarath, dealing the permanent damage. So let's see if we can get enough yellow out on the board to help activate Crystal's 555 version. So as you see, she's 111 here. Again, all we're trying to do is just match enough yellows to at least get the ability to activate, but I don't think we're going to. Well, there's a human ambassador kicking in. I don't think they're going to give me enough yellow because Shuma's going to steal yellow. Waste of flesh. Alright, so that's at least this segment here done. As we look at the vaults, here in the Madness Vault, you get, as per usual, your legendary token, your some number of featured 4 stars, your featured 3 stars, random assortment of 3 stars, 2 stars. There's some long supports. And of course the legendary token, though probably not going to get that lucky and get the legendary token. Again, 1 out of 80 chance. Support, again, you can win them all. But that's going to end this video here. I'm going to go and I'm going to watch the rest of NBA basketball and finally get the PvP done with May and Mayday. So ISA is be excellent to your fellow human beings, and again a heartfelt set of condolences to those who were impacted by the events that happened in Texas, Buffalo, like everywhere that happened to have gun violence that I can't remember because it's just so many of them. Just know that we as a country, we as a people, we just gotta do better. Like it all starts. Like if you want to be the change you want to be in the world, you gotta say you have to be that change. Like whether it's changing your mind state or changing the people that you vote for or your party affiliation, whatever the case that might be. Some inner introspective thinking has to be done, and if one is not willing to do those things and look inside themselves to be the change, the positive change that they want to be in the world, so we'll continue to have these tragedies, continuously happening throughout America, and again, this is a uniquely American problem. So, just one man here, just doing this thing. So, I'll catch you all in tomorrow's video, which is more Gargantos, a much harder Gargantos at that.